So, good morning, everybody. Jolly good morning to you all. I just need to do one technical thing to mute people as they come on. Okay. Very lovely to see you all again. Some familiar faces from previous days and some new faces, and always delightful to see the various places you're sitting in and the backdrops of trees and forest and gardens and sky and living rooms, and some of you with partners and friends, some of you with a cozy cup of coffee, whatever else is keeping you warm this morning. It's a cool morning here in Northern California. Beautiful morning. I'm noticing we have people from England and from Canada and from West Coast, East Coast, and probably many other places besides. So always lovely to be sitting alone together, separate but always connected. So how this works, for those of you who haven't sat with us this morning, is we'll sit together for about half an hour, give a little instruction, and each day we have a theme. So the theme today is gratitude. What is it that we can be grateful for in these times that can feel challenging and isolating, and maybe a sense of deprivation of contact and limitation? What is it that we do have that we can be grateful for? And of course, one of the things that we can have eternal gratitude for is the natural world in all of its variety and beauty and generosity and offering and many, many other things. So I wanted to start the morning with a poem, one of my favorite Mary Oliver poems, called Mindful, funnily enough, which is what we're going to be practicing in a minute. And the poem goes like this. Every day I see or hear something that more or less kills me with delight, that leaves me like a needle in the haystack of light. It is what I was born for, to look, to listen, to lose myself inside this soft world with joy and acclamation. Nor am I talking about the exceptional, but of the common, the ordinary, drab, the daily presentations. O good scholar, I say to myself, how could I help but grow wise with such teachings as these? The untrimmable light of the world, the ocean's shine, and the prayers that are made out of grasses. Every day I see or hear something that more or less kills me with delight. So as you look around this morning, if you're sitting in your garden or outside somewhere in the woods, or look out your window, or look around your room, notice if there's anything that brings about a quality of delight or joy or gratitude. For me, just looking at the screen and seeing friends, seeing family, seeing my beloved, that brings me delight. Taking a moment to orient to the nature here around you. What is touching you in your senses? Seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. And so shifting attention away from the screen, either resting the eyes down or above the screen, or closing your eyes, which may be more restful, less distracting. And as you just turn the gaze of attention inwards for a moment, reflecting on gratitude. What are you grateful for this morning? The fact that you're alive, you have a body that's functioning, that allows you to sit here this morning, that you have senses that allow you, connect you to the natural world and to life and each other. So not thinking too much, just noticing in your immediate experience, especially as we orient to nature and the environment around us. Hold in mind one thing that touches your heart. And notice how when you call to mind something, just how that touches you, touches your heart and your mind, your body. Perhaps brings an inner smile. And as we open up our senses this morning, noticing how each time we do that, if gratitude or joy or delight is evoked. And of course, there may be things that arise in our meditation, as in life always, that we may not be so happy about or appreciative of. And seeing if we can also welcome that as an opportunity for our practice. One of the things that will arise this morning is you will hear the sound of my garbage trucks in our neighborhood coming by to pick up the rubbish, the trash. And so that will be a loud mechanical sound amidst the sound of what I can hear of bird song. And you may have similar kinds of mechanical sounds, human sounds. And rather than reacting to the sound, I can take a moment and feel grateful for all the people, like the people picking up our garbage, our rubbish, all the people working hard, keeping the infrastructure of our countries functioning. And so as we enter into meditation, taking a moment to settle awareness in your body. Inviting as much as you can the quality of relaxation, letting your body be heavy, soft, relaxed. Releasing any holding in your face, your jaw, your hands, your belly, and letting yourself feel supported by the earth. Perhaps feeling grateful for gravity, for keeping us connected here to the ground. Grateful for the earth that we sit on and are nourished by. And tuning to your breath. Feeling that natural rhythm of life, of organic life, body life, breathing itself. Taking in oxygen, fresh morning air, oxygen released from trees and grasses and plants and plankton. And taking in the goodness of the air, keeps us alive. Grateful for all photosynthesizing life. And grateful for these lungs that work tirelessly day and night. For our heart, pumping blood and oxygen around our body. Feeling grateful to be able to breathe as well as we can in this moment. And allowing that movement of breath to ground and steady the attention, to connect us with all breathing, photosynthesizing life, realizing we're not separate, always connected. And as we breathe, we can also include the whole body, as if the whole body's breathing. And feeling grateful for this body, all the things that it does by itself, healing, digesting, moving, resting. Gratitude for our immune system. Keeping us healthy. And gratitude for our skin. That's our bridge to the outside world. Perhaps feeling the coolness of the air this morning. And the kiss of morning dew. The skin that allows us to feel touch. To know the world through sensing. And opening awareness to sounds, to hearing, to the various morning sounds, birds, breeze, people, mechanical sounds. I'm grateful for the ears and the ability to hear the beautiful sounds of the earth. Happens naturally by itself. Aware of the silence between sounds. And gratitude for birdsong, serenading us. And so continuing to meditate in this way, grounded in your body, touching the earth, feeling the natural movement of breath, life keeping us alive. The soundscape, ebbing and flowing, serenading us. And whatever else arises in the field of your experience, and continuing to attune to what you may be feeling grateful for in this moment. Perhaps some of you are noticing the sunrise, gratitude for the sun and sunlight that warms us, that lights our day, that brings life and vitality. And gratitude for the eyes that allow us to see color, light, form, each other. And as you breathe this morning, perhaps at times you notice the fragrance of the air. Fragrance of grasses, of woodlands. And gratitude for that sense door that allows us to smell spring blossoms. And continuing to sit in this way and noticing as we stay attuned to body, to breath, to sounds, to senses. What is touched in your heart? What emotions arise this morning? Can we welcome them with a kind awareness and gratitude for this heart that allows us to feel and connect and attune. And as we rest in awareness, present to the flow of experience, also perhaps feeling grateful for this quality of awareness itself, this mysterious quality of the mind that allows us to be present and to know experience, moment by moment, effortlessly and naturally. And so continuing to practice in this way. When your attention wanders or you drift away, space out, nod off, and you come to, you wake up, taking a moment for gratitude that we can do that, that our attention drifts, our minds wander, and awareness, mindfulness allows us to interrupt that very habitual mind wandering, and we reestablish awareness here, this moment, hearing, seeing, sensing, breathing. Noticing how often refreshing it is to wake up from the trance of our thoughts and to settle back into this moment, this morning, this sound, this simplicity of breath, sitting on the earth. In the last couple of minutes of the practice, just taking a moment to reflect on anyone or any set of people that you happen to be grateful for. I've been reflecting on gratitude for our body and senses, for the natural world around us. And so just calling to mind a few things that touch your heart. Someone you love, maybe people working in hospitals, might be your pet, in the forests, the lungs of the world, keeping us oxygenated. It's allowing the mind to roam and touch the many things that evoke gratitude. And as we bring the meditation to a close, if your eyes are closed, you can open them up and look around you. Hopefully you have a view of nature, or you can look at the screen and see the sunrise pouring through the clouds behind me in front of Angel Island into the Richardson Bay, part of the San Francisco Bay. And feeling again that gratitude for sunlight, for the sun warming us. And I'll close with a poem, again from Mary Oliver, called, I think it's called The Sun. It goes like this. Have you ever felt for anything such wild love for the way the sun every evening floats towards the horizon, into the clouds or the hills or the rumpled sea, and how it rises again every morning on the other side of the world like a red flower streaming upwards on its heavenly oils, say on a morning in early summer at its perfect imperial distance? And have you ever felt for anything such wild love as the way it reaches out and touches you and warms you as you stand there empty-handed? Or have you too turned from this world? Have you too gone crazy for power or for things? So I'm going to turn my seat a little bit. Feel free to adjust your posture after sitting. So as always, very lovely to be meditating with you and to bring in the morning with the sunrise and just the joy of starting the day with some stillness and presence. And I think in these times where we can be running uncertainty and fear or anxiety or loss or grief or many, many other things, it's important that we also nourish the heart, as I've been mentioning, and many ways to do that. And nature obviously is a very powerful way to do that. But also inclining our minds to that which allows the heart to be uplifted and feel buoyant. And so one of those is attuning to gratitude. And despite the circumstances we're living in and the limitation of those, we have much to be grateful for, always. And sometimes just keeping that reflection or inclination very simple. So many indigenous cultures start the morning, start their day with this practice, waking up, feeling grateful for sunlight, feeling grateful for the moon, feeling grateful to be alive, feeling grateful for the plant kingdom and the tree kingdom that provide so much nourishment, so much oxygen. Gratitude for all the creatures that we share this beautiful earth with, that keep us company. And on it goes. Gratitude for loved ones and family and ancestors. Gratitude for the ancestors of the land that you're living on, that may have lived and where you're living for thousands of years and lived in probably much greater harmony than we're living now. Right? And grateful, there's a practice I used to do, it's called a never-ending gratitude journal. And I just, in the morning or the evening, just write a few things I'm grateful for. And of course, once you start writing that list, you notice that it's sort of never-ending, because there's never-ending amount of things we can be grateful for. For example, here we are in shelter at home or lockdown, and we have this technology called the internet, called Zoom, where we can stay in contact. Gratitude for the fact that we have clothing and we can stay warm. Gratitude that we have food in our kitchens and our fridges, and gratitude that we have a home. Right? So we're living in these times where we're being forced to shelter at home, and there are millions and millions of people in this world who don't have a home to shelter in. They're sheltering on the streets, or don't have enough food. Here comes the garbage trucks. Thank you for picking up our rubbish, keeping our streets clean and our neighborhoods sanitary. Grateful for that lovely reversing sound so people don't get knocked over when it's reversing. It's not my favorite sound in the world, but it all serves a purpose. So, and there used to be a cafe called Cafe Gratitude, or Gratitude Cafe, yeah, which one it was now. And they had this, well, I originally learned this gratitude practice, and they would encourage people to also extend their gratitude for things you might not feel grateful for, like tarmac. You know, the fact that we can drive on roads that aren't mud, or grateful for medicine, or grateful for our sewage system and the people who work that so we can flush our toilets, and grateful for people who build our houses, and grateful for people who you know, working in delivering our food, etc., etc. So You know, if you feel this is helpful, you know, just taking some time today and just noticing all the different things you might feel grateful for. Right? As you zip up your coat because it's cold, somebody sewed that zipper on your coat, probably in China or Indonesia or Brazil. Right? Or maybe you're appreciating the softness of your towels, and someone made that towel and dyed the color of it and packed it in a warehouse somewhere far away. So one thing I was hoping we could do is in the chat box, so if you go to the bottom, take the mouse to the bottom of the screen, there's a chat. If you click that, I'd like each of you to write something that you're grateful for. Very simple, first thought, just what comes to mind. What are you grateful for in this moment? And of course, it may be more than one thing. You may start a never-ending chat box. And I'm just going to read what I'm seeing: my dogs, birds on the trees, my garden, my family, teapots, calmness, this practice, water, books, sounds of water, orchids, plants, not being alone, that we must be in one place right now, trees, fresh air, all of you, the bird song, sunshine, breath, pasta, I think that says, my dog something, my loved ones, eyeglasses, my husband, my students, teachers, toothpaste, flowering, climbing yellow roses, humor, gardens, more dogs, meditating outside, coffee, oh yes, very important, my patience, the peace I feel, sisters, water, cats, arboretum, poetry, tears, flowers, cottonwood trees, being together in this new day, mountains, springtime. And so just notice as you write or hear these or read them, tea, blossoms, rivers, sangha, community, my family's health, ginger, the ocean, sensations. And just notice so many innumerable things to be grateful for: love, friends, warmth, yoga practice. And I'm noticing as I'm sitting here, someone said warmth. We've just had the fog descend on the bay and I'm starting to feel freezing. So I'm feeling gratitude for my jacket and warmth. Eyesight, people helping me, my health, my kids' teachers, veggies, right? On and on and on it goes. Healthcare workers, community, teachers, the sharing. So one thing that my partner and I do every night is we have a gratitude practice where we say 3 things that we're grateful for. And sometimes that's very easy. Sometimes it's been a hard day or a crappy day, and to really dig, oh, what am I grateful for? Maybe we're feeling really stressed. And beautiful practice. Grateful for this blanket. Yes, blankets are good in times of cold. Flower pots, healthy babies, parking spots. This is Laurie, my partner, who drives into town often, always grateful for a parking spot downtown San Francisco, which are not easy to come by. Or the bus, or whatever. The people who somehow miraculously generate electricity, keeping our lights on. And all the tech people who are working in tech companies, keeping companies like Zoom alive so we can have this conversation. My radishes and my bicycle. Yeah. So, and just notice your heart right now. Notice what happens when we turn the attention to gratitude. And that's always available, right? gratitude is a powerful practice in so many ways. One of the ways it's powerful is it shifts the mind from scarcity, from thinking what I don't have, to what I do have. And we have so much. The fact that if we can be on this call this morning, we have so much. We have resources, we have a computer or a phone, we have the time to be here, we have the information that this is happening, which means we know something about meditation. Right? Gratitude for our meditation practice. Right? Just think how you might be dealing with this pandemic if you knew nothing about mindfulness or meditation or kindness practice or equanimity, right? I know I would be a lot more stressed and a lot more fearful and a lot less grounded if I didn't have my decades of meditation practice. Right? So I'm eternally grateful for my teachers, these teachings, these practices, these wisdom practices that give some kind of guidance and ballast and a way to handle, the ups and downs of life. So I'm very grateful for nature practice that allows me to orient to to away from the computer and away from the news and away from stress to the bird song and spring and that which is eternally nourishing. So I'm feeling grateful for all of you for being here. Grateful for all your gratitudes. Someone's grateful for a blanket of fresh snow. How sweet that they're living somewhere where there's fresh snow. Cawing of crows. So anybody have any questions or comments this morning? Or anything you wish to share gratitude for? Any questions about practice, gratitude? You can either raise your hand or you can just write something in the text, in the chat box. Or we can all just sit here quietly, continuing to feel grateful. So the next time you feel like you're missing something, there's plenty of things that we can't have right now, right? We can't go out for dinner. We can't go to watch a movie. We can't go to hang out with friends. We can't go to the pub and have a beer with friends. We can't, so many things. We can't have our kids go safely to school. We can't go to work. And that's all true and has its, difficulties. And yet, what do we have? We get maybe the chance to be at home, which for me is a lovely thing. The chance to be a little quieter. The chance to not be so busy. The chance not to move around so much. Chance to slow down. So, so I really invite you to reflect today on gratitude, to journal about it, to share it with somebody. If you live with someone, here's a practice for those, since we're confined at home with friends, loved ones, family. How about when you get off this meditation, you share 5 things that you're grateful to them for. And I'm gonna, I see Annika has her hand raised. I'm gonna unmute. Good morning.
to experience this again this morning. I wanted to point out that at a certain point in time, I saw behind you the sun rising, and it was so warming to my heart. It was golden light, and that light to me was the same sensation that I was feeling yesterday to touch upon deep stillness. And that light evokes to me that quality of loving kindness and compassion. And it's like a warm blanket in which this whole group, this Sangha that you've created for this time, the sunrise meditation, we're in this warm blanket. And I bow, give thanks with so much gratitude for
Thank
that
you,
light,
Annika.
the practice, for you showing up, and for all of you showing up as well.
Great. Thank you, Annika.
Thank you.
And I'm happy that you got to see the sunrise today. So this is called sunrise meditation. And it's been a bit cloudy the last few days. So we got to see the sunrise this morning, which was very sweet. And yeah, so my friends, our time is coming to an end. Grateful for you all for being here, and grateful for the sunrise to keep us warm. Have a very beautiful, gratitude-filled day, and a couple of things. So I'll be doing this for the rest of the week. And I'm planning to do a longer kind of retreat this weekend, similar form using Zoom, a half-day meditation and nature retreat where we can go a little deeper into the practices. So I'll be sending out some more information through email about that. It'll be a half-day morning practice where we can, as I say, explore more deeply some of these practices in a continuity. That's all I have for now. So enjoy your day. Blessings. Take care. Much gratitude. Thank you.